Now I am. Yeah. All right. So again, guys, this is our agenda, and we will start with retrospective for today. So this is we have this tool. It's called idea boards. Let me set it up really quick. Give me just a moment. I will do it for you. All right, guys, I sent a link in the Slack. Please follow it there, and you should see this board. Like probably most of you already like working, and you probably work in Agile, and you probably heard what the retrospective means. But like for those who like never work in Agile, I will tell like the retrospective is basically kind of like final stage in a sprint when like a sprint is closed, when we are talk about like what actually we liked about the sprint, and add like special notes about it. Like let's say here, it's like this section. So to add your positive notes, you just need to click to the plus button and say something like I don't know, like lessons were great. You know, like everything that you liked about the sprint. And the same thing for what can be improved. That's the section where you specify what actually you didn't like about the sprint, and you know, like some negative parts. So we will all know about it. And the last part here is action item. Action item is basically action to us or to the team about what we can improve in our future sprints, you know, like to prevent this to happen again. That's about it. Okay, guys, let's take like a few minutes until you will make this note. And if you already have a kind of idea what you're gonna specify here, but you're already seeing this card, you don't have to create a new one. You can just like click to this like plus sign, and it will like thumbs up a note here for you. Does it make sense, guys? One second. Yes. Okay. Okay, yeah, let's take a few more minutes until you will fill out the what went well session, and we will talk about it.
Guys, please write at least one sticky note.
Yeah. More information is better for us and for you.
Even if it's very bad.
Yeah. It's anonymous, so I don't know who wrote like anything, so.
But we can look up the IP addresses.
I'm not sure you can do that here. Even if we want. Okay, while you're doing this, let me prepare something for you.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
I added just 2 nodes, online coding exercise and another one online coding like this middle with more words. But I can't see anything in my board. I refreshed my page and but there is nothing.
I think Safari has issues.
Yeah. Try
Safari. Okay. I will try. I want to delete one. Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. The same link, but open in the Chrome. Okay, guys, I see some of you already started to do like one can be improved notes. Before that, let's go over like what went well sections here. So lessons were great. It was my note as a demo, but I see like 6 thumb ups. Like, thank you guys.
3 of them was me.
You and Evgeny. Okay, but at least we have 3 more. Finally, Wi-Fi is not dropping in the class. Yeah, so like Dennis today brought a new Wi-Fi router. So the connection should be like much faster and much reliable. So we shouldn't have more issues that we had last Saturday. It was actually an issue for a while, like for our previous group, like the first group in a basic class, we continuously like facing it, and we kind of forced to use hotspot for a while. Right, it's a definitely good sign for us, and yeah. So Jira tasks were interesting. Okay, I like this idea, and it has like 14 plus thumb ups. So.
Oh wow! More than this number of students that we have.
I mean, technically you cannot do more, but there's actually here's a bug in idea boards when you can like specify more thumb ups than one, but I'm not gonna tell you how to do that. Our sprint went well, smooth and organized, thanks to Andre. I think it's like team number 4, right? Where Andre was a Scrum Master. Cool, good job, Andre. Like I saw you created a Skype group and you were like very collaborative with your team. And I saw you guys like help each other. It's like really great. Really cool team effort. Java coding and Jira tasks, okay. Teamwork and ability to communicate with teachers. All right, online code exercise is a good idea. Cool. I like that you liked, guys. Okay, and this is a positive side, and let's go to the negative one. So what you didn't like in this sprint? And this is very important because it's beginning of our course. And maybe there's like something that we don't see as a teachers, but you like see as a problems, and it's the best time to address them if you experienced it in during the previous sprint. Yeah, I will give you like 2 more minutes to specify it, and we will go over them. All right. So let's get back. Okay, the first item is need make more stress to Java Core. Need more time for Java. This is basically need more detailed practice on Java. Yeah, I heard about it a couple times from you guys in the stand-up sessions, and like someone personally told me that. We will do like bit more dig deeper to the Java today, and also like in our next home exercises, we'll also have some Java practice, a little bit more. But the whole idea is, guys, like again, as I said, we are not sticking to the learning Java itself, right? We are sticking to the learn Java in terms of what we'll need to do automation. So like in the future, like once we will start working with Selenium or like API testing or like Appium, we will use Java in terms of automation, and we will solve real time problems and issues like in our project basically. So it will be like more cool because we will work on that, not like an abstract kind of task, but it's more like real time based task here. So yeah, it's a good feedback. We will do like more about it. Better explanation of the home assignments. Okay. Can like one of you explain more what you didn't like about the explanations, or like what was confusion parts in the homework for you? Did you mean that you didn't get the ticket, or ticket were confusing, or like exercises were like too confusing for you, or like what exactly you want to get more explanation? Guys, anyone who's brave enough?
I guess this is about Jira ticket, because all other tickets were pretty straightforward. You know, just click here, watch the video, and watch this or read these articles. But about Jira task, I can imagine for somebody who is really new, for newbies, it's hard to write a loop. You know, where to start, what to write there. Maybe we will provide some links to W3 School or Code Academy right in the task. You can watch it there, see the tutorial, and then you can write what we want. Oh,
okay. So you mean like provide more materials
more
within
like
the exercises? Okay.
Step-by-step instruction.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a good point. It's a good point. Like that's what I thought about to do too. Like we have like a new tickets with exercises for the next week, and we will do together, review them, and you will let me know like if it's like enough information, enough like links or not. Right. Okay, guys? Yeah. Okay, it's a good point. Like I will take it, keep it in mind. So final solution with comments on the class task would be great. Dun, dun, dun.
What does it mean?
Yeah,
solution?
Probably.
Like the code review comments or something?
Or you want me to post solved code for this exercise in a comments?
I think it's related to code exercises with comments. I think.
Do you mean just provide the final solution, or?
Yes, I think it's not my question, but I think it was meant like if we have solved exercise, and somebody wants to post this solved decision somewhere and have some kind of comment. What does this function, or what does this string somewhere? Maybe this kind of explanation related to.
Oh, okay. So you mean like?
I think I don't know clearly.
Okay, so you mean like basically provide more comments of the actions when we do like online class?
Right.
Okay.
I think it is.
Okay. I mean, yeah, we can do that. We can do that. Okay, make coding exercises during the class a bit easier, that we will give an opportunity for complete beginners to understand the logic better. Yeah, I agree. So my idea was like to get like kind of more real-time interview close exercise, and because like it's like 25 of us, right? And I felt like we will maybe generate like someone will generate like some kind of idea and we will go over it together. But for sure, like I will try to make it a bit easier, just considering you're like new in the Java. I get it. Okay, let us know what we should learn before the online coding tasks. You guys didn't like the videos that I posted from Caleb's. You feel like I need like to post any more?
It was my question, and I meant like if we're going to particular in this class coding solve problem related to loops, just let us know in advance. We have to remind or recap everything related to loops.
Mm-hmm.
Caleb has 15 or so videos, so we can probably forget some kind of specific topics, and it will be just good idea, I think, for everybody to be prepared, at least in the beginning of our course.
Yeah. Okay, we will do that. We will try to make it like more, provide more materials. It's basically like kind of similar as was mentioned about getting like separating the homework with like more videos. Like I got the full like concern about the materials to prepare. All right, give tutorial video for Mac instead of Windows, as most of students work on Mac or both for Mac and Windows. I mean, I'm also working on a Mac, right? Like the first solution I'll provide first on a Mac, and then I will figure out how to do it in Windows.
Well, when it comes to coding itself, the beauty of Java, it's cross-platform. When it comes to setup, like installation, then there is a little difference, but the idea is the same.
I mean, yeah, actually for a setup, let me open the conference page. Let's find it here. So you guys remember we have a setup Java page here, right? So I have articles with instruction. It's on Mac and it's Windows. So I do care about both platforms, and in the future I will provide more. I mean, of course for Mac because I work on Mac, but also I will do it for Windows as well. All right. So what else? 1 hour of lesson, it doesn't enough. I think it's referring to the online classes, right? Yeah. I mean, yeah, but like it's our kind of format. That's how we teach here. So like what we can do, we can like try to compact it or like divide it. That's like we won't like take much more for like 1 hour. We will kind of try to split it between days. But yeah, for now, like we cannot do anything about it. We'll like stick to this like 1 hour weekly programs, because if we will do like 2 hours online classes, like people starting to complain like it's like too long. It's because some of them like just head out from work and some have other things to do, and yeah, I'm afraid we are not flexible on this point right now. All right, so I think here like what the action items would be, right, more video and materials in home work and before classes. All right. Is there anything else, guys, that you want us to change or to do in action items? Or I will take it as a no, that you're satisfied with anything else. All right, guys, we will probably proceed. If something else comes to your mind, just post it in a general channel and we will talk about it. You're always feel free to raise the questions or your concerns in Slack and we will communicate about it. All right, so before finishing our here sprint, let's take a look to the burn down chart. Let me grab it to here. So this is our burn down chart. So, I mean, it's kind of moving, but slower than we wanted. And I think the other problem is I uploaded too many tickets last week because we wasn't sure how many people will participate eventually. The only thing I can mention here is that, guys, keep in mind that, let's say if you will do a coding exercises task, right? You're not just finishing it. You need someone to review it first, like your teammates, and then you will need for me to review it for you. And if you'll submit it in a Friday night, it won't the other person, he won't have enough time to check it, right? And sometimes you may need to rework your stuff. And just keep it in mind and try to deliver. I mean, at least by Wednesday or Thursday, if it's possible. And yeah, so what do you guys think about homework? Was it too intense, or did you guys have time to finish it? Because I think for coding exercises, only 6 or 7 people provided me. Yeah, not much. And I just surprised, it was too complicated, or you just didn't have enough time to finish it?
Maybe just time.
Time.
Understanding.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. So let's as we are here, let's review the tickets for the next sprint before we'll start our presentation here. Okay, so the first ticket is about setting up a GitLab account and installing a source tree. So basically, what you will need to do, you will need to register a user in a GitHub using your email, create a project called this Pro Java Core, and you will need to install source tree. I will talk a little bit more in today's presentation how to do that, but it's basically all you need to do here, just create an account and install source tree and connect source tree to your GitLab account. It's mostly about setup, just a setup, yeah. Yeah. Make sense, guys?
Yep.
How many points do you think it will be?
Just one.
Just one?
Yeah, one.
Okay. Okay. Let me find where's the estimate. Okay. If everyone's agreeable, we'll stick with one. All right, guys. It's time to get rid of online compilers and have everything locally, right? We will need to set up Java and Maven, and this will be, you basically need to follow this instruction here. I left some of the links here. Let's say some of you asked to provide for a Mac. So you basically just need to go through and implement everything that it said here. If you will have some questions, just raise it up in a Slack and we will try to help you. Because this is important, if you won't be able to install the Java and Maven, like you kind of blocked with like further exercises. Okay, is it clear, guys? Okay, I also provide the link to the setup. So how many points do you think it will be?
1.
1? Okay. All right. I mean, I agree. It should be pretty. I tried to make it like more straightforward setup process. Yeah, if you have any problems here, like just ask in Slack. The same thing with IntelliJ IDEA. This is our IDE. We're not going to use Eclipse here. We're going to use like IntelliJ IDE. So basically, you just need to go to the page, download it, and install it. And that's it. It's pretty simple. It's like even easier like to send install like Source 3 or Java because it's standalone app. Make sense, guys? All right, how many points? Okay. Yeah, for this one, I won't accept any more points than 1. All right, exercises. You guys all liked our algorithm kind of related exercise, right? During the previous week. Didn't? Okay.
Yeah, we did.
You did? Okay. So this is a palindrome exercise. Do you guys know what the palindrome means? No?
No.
Okay. The palindrome, in the simple words, basically it's a word that you can read like from the left to the right or in a backward from the right to the left. Let's say like racer car, you can like, if you'll read it in the backwards, it will be spelled the same, like it's racer car here. Or that, or was it a cat I saw? It's basically the same word. Like if you'll read it in the backwards, it's the same, this will be the same word. Yeah. And I attached the video about the loops. It's actually a chaos video just for you to refresh the mind about the loops and all of this stuff. Does it make sense, guys? And because at this point, you will also have a source tree and a GitLab account set up, you will need to create a project in this task for test through Java Core, and you will need to submit your solution here in a GitLab and provide me the link. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, how many points, guys, do you think?
I have a question. What is the question? What we have to solve in this exercise?
What should be solved?
Yeah.
Let me see.
Just explanation what is palindrome, what palindrome is, and example.
Yeah. So basically, you need to create a function. Create a method which will accept the string, and it should like print in like if it's a palindrome, it should print something like this is a palindrome, or like this is not palindrome. It's like free format, but the whole idea is to implement the logic to check it.
Could you please put more explanation? What we have to do, like more words.
In words?
No, I mean, could you please put more information in
okay.
To let us know?
Please write a method.
Okay, yeah, good point.
Thank you.
All right. Create a method. Even a string is palindrome. Okay. Oh, which is a typo. Cool. Does it make sense now, guys?
Yes, clear. Thanks.
Okay. All right. How many points, guys?
Let's do 2
2?
or 3.
This one is easier. But you should not consider the other tickets when you're planning, right? You're planning tickets individually.
May I ask a question
Yeah.
about 100-second ticket? Why did you guys choose Maven, not let's say Gradle? I remember you, in the beginning you wanted to do it with Gradle, right? Because
We will cover Gradle as well. Just for now, like let's stick with Maven. Yeah. All right. So how many points,
Yeah,
guys?
I want. I will see.
Yeah. 2, 3, 1. I mean, it's Poland. It's not like really that. I mean, I feel like prime numbers is like more harder than the palindrome. Like the palindrome, it's you kind of will solve it using the simple loop. I mean, if you think it's a 3, like we can choose 3. So 2, 3, guys. What do you think?
3 points.
3. Okay. All right. 3 points. Okay, another exercise with loops. So here description. So you basically need to create a program which will accept a string and check if total count of characters is even or not. Like in this program, you will provide a string. It will need to count how many characters in the string, and if like number is even, it should print like string is even. If it's not, it will print like string is not even. Does it make sense, guys? The full explanation.
Yes.
And we also have videos here about the strings, and also a video from if else. If you like forgot how to work on it, it'd be helpful. It should be easier than palindrome, in my opinion.
$10 minutes.
Yeah. How much is 2, 3,
2.
1?
2.
2 points.
Okay. All right, guys. I like your self-confidence on that one. Good luck.
Yeah, those are all exercises that you can get on the interview, and I was solving like most of them really.
Yeah. The full idea is just to like practice like every week on that, and like in the end there will be like no exercises.
Yeah, once you get familiar yourself with the programming a little bit closer, then I mean these are very easy exercises, but it's better to solve them here rather than on interview. You can get caught off guard over there.
Yep, exactly. All right. Let's go back to our presentation here. Okay, we finished the retro. And let's finally talk about the Git. Like, is here anyone who ever worked with Git? Besides you, Nadia?
I did.
Okay, you did too? So, no?
I have an experience with Git.
Okay.
I also have experience. I have account on Git. And my question, can I connect my Git account to the source tree?
If do you have account in GitHub or GitLab?
GitHub.
No, we will use a GitLab for it, for this one, unfortunately.
Okay.
So you will need to create a new account for GitLab and use it there.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So basically, what the Git is, right? So imagine a situation when, like, back in the days when internet wasn't that popular, we used to have desktop versions of Microsoft Word or like Microsoft Excel, and where like basically everyone had like their own version local on desktop, right? And everyone did like their own changes. And let's say we had like one kind of cloud system where we will upload our changes, right? And basically what happened is each person who will upload their version, he will like overwrite someone else's changes. And it was like different to coordinate, separate each work, and without like destroying the older versions or without like destroying the other one changes. And that's why Git was one of the solutions. Basically what Git is, it's like a distributed version control system, which allows several people work on the same project and coordinate in terms of like, deploying their code to the master branch. And it's basically a tree, like as you can see here. This is a kind of root of this branch, which is like a master branch, and each like from these masters, there's like different other branches, and finally like all of them like merging to the master. And the master branch is basically it's kind of like code that's like most up to date. It's basically production code. It's like a master. And what you will like once you will like start like, if I'll explain you the development workflow, basically they are cloning from the let's say like GitHub or like GitLab the latest code, the master locally, and after that they're creating a separate branch. They call it like a feature branch, right? And they changing their code in a feature branch, and they don't usually like merge it to the master directly, right? They usually like doing some pull request that we will like talk and do a little bit later. In the pull request, it basically the point when before merging to the master, you asking some of the other devs to do like code review for you, just to make sure like it's all, like there's like no bugs in a code. It's like readable, it makes sense. And it's basically what you guys did to each other, right? When you did like a homework for code exercises. And if code review passes, it's merged to the master. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And this is a most general Git commands that you probably will mostly use, but I mean, probably you won't use them much, because if you will use a source tree, you don't really need to type these commands, right? Like in a source tree has like really nice UI. It will do everything for you, and you will like visually see and visually implement all your changes and actions. All right. After watching a video about Git, guys, do you guys have like any questions about the Git, or like does it make sense, the full structure of the Git for you, how it works, and like what's the idea and how to use it, or you still like kind of feel some kind of gaps on that?
What's the Git stash command?
Git stash. So basically, we will go to it.
Okay.
But Git stash, it's in a simple words, let's say, let me think about real example, because I use Git stash every day pretty much. Let's say I created a branch from a master, right? And I did some changes, but master was out today because like someone else merged their changes to the master, right? And now our codes are conflicting because I have older version and he has like a newer version. And I want, like, sometimes if I want to grab like the latest master, it will say me, hey, here's the merge conflicts because your version of a code is like different. And I will need like stash my changes for a while. You kind of like moving it from your local to kind of like stage like a different layer and grabbing a new code and getting it back.
It's like temporary storage for
Yeah.
your code. I don't use it much for some reason.
Yeah.
Azat, I have a question about Git client.
Git what?
Git client. Not Git command, but Git client.
Ah, client. Okay.
Yeah. In our company, we're about to switch from assembler to GitHub. But why did you guys choose GitLab instead of GitHub? Out of curiosity, maybe we should choose.
Because it's free.
Yeah. No, you see,
answer.
the thing is, there's absolutely no difference. It's just a different company. I mean, Git itself is a free, right?
Web UI is different, yes.
Yeah.
But they can't Git. It's just Git. There is nothing special about it.
Okay.
It's like Microsoft presentation and Google Slides,
Right.
or like a Dropbox or a Google Drive. I don't know.
No, I thought maybe GitLab is more convenient than GitHub. Or,
No, no.
It's just free.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
you can. A lot of companies use, especially the ones who use Jira, and I think it's vast majority of them. They actually stick to the same product line, which is including Jira, Confluence, and Bitbucket as well. So in my previous like 3 companies, it's been Bitbucket all the time. But Bitbucket, what is that? It's just like another Git. Nothing special about it. Web UI is different, but it's just Git. You can use any client. You can use the same commands listed here. Just doesn't matter.
Right.
Just a URL link is different.
Okay.
All right. I mean, yeah, there's like absolutely. I mean,
we could use Bitbucket actually, but just don't want to set this up.
But I like GitLab more than Bitbucket for some reason. Let me actually show you how like GitLab looks like.
Yeah, and just for your information, if you're doing like some whatever side projects or something for yourself, on the GitLab you can create private repository and actually share with your team without paying anything. On GitHub, it's always paid, unless it's open source. Right. And in that case, you have to expose everything, which is questionable. Well, for open source project, it's fine. Most of them are really in the GitHub space, but not for private ones, right?
Yeah. I will show you guys how to create your project. So basically, after you register here, you'll be like in a dashboard, and you will need to like create a new project. Click here and just create your project name. That you can like name it like a test pro Java Core. And I mean, you don't have to make it private. You can make it public because like nobody gonna like steal. I mean, unless you want to, but for this point, it should be really matter. Yeah. And a create project. So now you have a project here, and you can like, let's say, add a file just to make it like more. I mean, like just fill it something like kind of text file, call it test, and the file name, let's name it like readme.md. Actually, if each GitHub project has a readme file, it's basically just it basically has like setup instruction or like get started instruction. But if you like open any projects in a GitHub or a GitLab, like all of them will have it. And yeah, you can like add the commit changes, like add a new file and commit it. And as you can see, you can pretty much upload your file just like without using any Git clients. You can just do it using a UI, do that. So it's like really easy and really convenient. But what if you what if you want to clone the project to your local repository, right? So you will need to go here, or maybe not here. Actually, go a little bit back. Yeah, here's a clone button. You will just need to clone the repository from here, and after you will install the source lab. Let me grab it here.
Source 3?
Source 3, yeah, exactly. And here, I already clone it, but what you will need to do, you will need to click new, clone from URL, add your source URL, like destination path and the name will be pre-populated, clone it, and you will have it here in the list of the project. And if you'll open it, there's you see there's only one branch. It's called a master. And even in origin, it's on master. And here is a README file. And you actually can also edit it and push it from here. This is your project. You won't hurt. If you will do anything, you can basically commit straight to the master, and there shouldn't be any problem with that. Let's say, let me open the project. And let me open this README file. Let's say if I want to change something like hello students, right? And save it, close it, open the source tree. You see it's showing me the changes that I just did. And now I can, I'm on the master branch. So because this is my own project, I can commit straight to the master. But if I'm not allowed to do that, I can just create a new separate branch that we will do later on once all of you will work in the same project. But for now, I can just add my commit message, changed, actually renamed README file. And if you'll commit, it will commit only locally. But if you want push it straight to the remote GitHub, what's it called, repository, you will just need to click the checkbox, push changes immediately to origin master. Origin master, it's origin kind of a storage, which stores in a GitLab, which stores in a cloud, not locally. And commit. And now, if you go here, and in projects, I think I did this for this one. And you can see it was updated. It's all stored remotely in a remote server with all of my changes. Okay, does it make sense, guys, for how to operate? You will need to play more with that, but the whole idea is the same. Cool. All right, that will be enough with Git overview. And we will repeat again some of the points about the Java Core that we kind of didn't have much time to explain. So the first of all would be Java primitives. Do you guys know now what the primitive is and what the difference is? Or you kind of still confused by that?
Yes, we do.
Okay, so I'm just shortly repeat it again. So basically Java has here is actually, let me skip this one. And this is basically the scheme for all the Java primitive. Like it's like build it more in a constructive way, how you can like separate each primitive. Like let's say the main, in the first layer, you see here's like numeric type of the primitive or like a Boolean. As you remember, like Boolean only can have true or false states. So that means you can only specify two type of value for a Boolean. For a numeric type, you can like, there's like more variety of the numbers or the values I can specify here. So for a numeric type, here's also separation between like integral type and a floating point type. So float and double, they're like pretty similar. So basically, they're like an expanding the way how to determine the variable. It's basically like if you want more like strict number, especially if you work with like money or like calculation or any kind of that stuff that you more need like more specific numbers that comes after that, you can use like a float or a double. For any other ones, you can like use a like a byte, short, integer, long, some char, but in most cases, like like integer itself like should be enough for you in most of the cases. But this is like you may be asked this question on the interview, like, hey, like can you like explain me what kind of primitive Java have, right? And let's say what's the difference between like a byte and integer? Do you guys remember? Some of you?
Yes, but byte can be
Yes.
from -8 to 8, and integer is I don't remember, from several billions to several billions.
Let me see. I don't remember too. Yeah, you're right. It's from it's actually like 128 from 127, but the integer it's from 2 billions something, and maximum is like plus 2 billions. All right. And yeah, it just they're pretty much doing the same thing, but if like performance is important for you, like you won't use the integer because it takes more space, right? It's like takes more RAM in your application. Because specifying the byte, you only like take 8 bits of the RAM. For the integer, it's like 32 bits. But like I feel like nowadays, like nobody really cares because we all have like a pretty advanced laptops. Like we all like in a Macs, right? That's like someone mentioned, and it's not like really an issue for us, especially for automation. Like there's like nothing much that we're building. We're not like using like a high load performance machine, so like there shouldn't be like any problems. So I would say in this point, just use integer and don't bother yourself like, hey, like why would I use like integer? Maybe I should use like a byte and save a memory. It's not. It will never. Most probably, it will never be an issue in your automation.
Yeah. So basically, 1 bit is like 2 values, right? So 2 multiplied by 2 by 2 by 2, 8 times.
Yeah.
That's why it's 8 bit. That's going to be 128. And if you multiply 2 by 2 32 times, it's going to be this like, whatever number. Well, sometimes you will see that it's actually not enough for you. And I've seen that, like you're working with some big numbers and then it throws like error, like, hey, it's like out of range. It's just because integer limitation. So you probably want to change integer to like long, for example, right? The next one. It's pretty big.
From our developers, I heard that in Java 12, that is already available. You can just declare var, like in Python, and it works for all the primitives.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I didn't know.
Yeah, but when the community will switch to it, never know.
Yeah, usually the corporate, the way it works in corporations, they usually stick to like latest -2, which would be like Java 10 for now, something like that, because they don't want to deal with all the bugs with the newest versions.
Right.
It's just not worth for
Right.
company. They don't care, but they do care about losses, potential losses
Mm-hmm.
they can face because of those bugs. So that's why it's behind.
Right.
Yeah. So that means if you use like a new type in the Java 12, right? It won't be it won't compile in the older versions, most probably, right?
It should, what they say. I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, but if it wasn't supported in Java 11, and if you will start to write in Java 12 using like these new variables.
It's backward compatibility. So if you're using Java 12, you can compile whatever
Yes,
was
yes,
written
yes.
in Java 10, but not the vice versa.
Not
Yeah.
the vice versa, yeah.
Have you guys heard like about the Python? Like there's like Python 3 and Python 2. They kind of like exist in a parallel because the code is not, you cannot like compile like Python 3 and Python 2. But because like most, like even like my laptop, it's still using Python 2. Like I don't want to upgrade it because I like Python 2 more than Python 3. Yeah, so.
I've heard that a lot actually.
Yeah, eventually they will like force us to do that because I think they are finishing support Python 2 in 2020, I guess. I mean, it's pretty soon. Should be like a fun time very soon for Python guys. But it's not our problem because we're using Java, right? Yeah.
Yeah, we know.
Because we're using Java 6. So.
All right. All right, guys. Do you guys have any questions about the Java primitives? You will need to like learn all of them. At least like understand the difference or the basics. I mean, at least to explain in simple words, because you may be asked this question on the interview, and it will be really sad if you won't be able to answer like this simple thing. All right. The next thing that was a bit confused by some of you, it's strings. So pretty much string, it's a sequence of the characters. And in the strings, there's maybe like any characters. There's maybe like numbers, digits, special characters, pretty much anything. And the other beauty of the string, like it's not primitive. It's in Java, it's a separate object. And if you like can see here, when you declare it string, you start with a capital word. That means like this is an object. This is not a primitive. And do you guys remember arrays in a Java? And how did we like use like a loops or like work with arrays? So pretty much you can treat strings as an arrays, and you can like use like a loops, or you can like split by indexes. Like let's say if you want to get this, let's say
array of characters.
Yeah.
To be precise.
Yeah, array of characters. Like let's say if you want to get first element of the array and try to get it from a string, you can like get it, and it will be like a capital T. Yeah, we will probably touch it again, but just for your information for now.
What's the difference between array and string?
String, it's just a sequence of the characters. In the arrays, there's maybe like a different format. Like in arrays, there's maybe sequence of the integers, right? Or
I would say string, since it starts with the capital S, it's class that acts as an array of characters, but it actually has way more than that. So it's not limited to those operations. It actually has a whole bunch of other stuff as well. So it's more powerful than just a primitive array of characters.
Got it.
Yeah. I mean, let's say, like, again, like in the strings, all your characters will be like within one format, right? Like you won't be able, like if you want to array of the integers, or arrays of arrays, or like maybe something like more complicated, like you will need to use arrays. String is just like a different format of array, I would say, but you can pretty much do all the actions for arrays that you can do the strings as well. All right. Do you guys have any questions about the strings? Okay, I'm glad to hear that because we have exercises for a string, and I will post it in a Slack channel. And so for now, because we don't use, we're not have any ideas yet, just use the same Java compilers that you used before. And let me actually copy it. I mean, it should be simple. It should not take you that long time. All right, guys, I post these exercises. Please solve them right now, and we will go like, and after that, you will submit it on the Slack. I will tell you how to do that. And we will like go over for each of your provided solutions, and we will like talk about it if it's the right way or wrong way, or how can be improved. Does it make sense, guys? So in the first exercise, you have a string, right? You have a string which says like Mercedes-Benz German car. You need to replace it, and then find like output of that should be like BMW, based of the German car. So you basically are replacing like Mercedes to the BMW. Make sense, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And the second one is you have a string, right? Like I'm a string, and your output would be the length of this string, like how many characters the string has. Right? Like for this example, this will be like 13. And exercise number 3, you have two separate strings, right? The first one is cat written in a like title case with like capital C, and also in another word you have like cat written in capital words, right? And you will need to create a like a method, or I mean you don't have to create a method, you can just use it like within the main method, but you will need to find the way to compare these two strings, ignoring the case sensitivity. Like you're basically checking the value, like if it's a cat, like it's a first string and the second string having like the same word, even within like different like case sensitivity, it still should return true because both of them have a cat word. Does it make sense, guys?
Yes.
No, we just need to compare, like ignore the case sensitivity, and just to compare, like just to make sure this is the same word, specify it into strings. All right, guys. So here's the way how you will provide solutions, right? Do you guys know how to create, how to start thread in Slack? Okay, let me show it to you. I think it will be easier if I'll show you then. Here. Okay, guys. So once you will finish with your first exercise, you will need to click here. Is everyone following me? Mm-hmm. Okay. So you will need to click to start the thread, and here, like in the comments, just post your version of the solution here. And also because you guys all work with a code, to put it in a nice format, just to use these 3 characters, like this code, and the same characters to close it, and post it. And you see, like it's like converting it to the code format. It will be easier for us to write it.
If you're lazy to type, you can click this plus button, and there is a code snippet. Oh, where is that? It's
Maybe
there.
not in the preset version.
No, it should be there.
It should be there.
Maybe over there in the message general. Yeah, coder text snippet. Huh. Yeah, probably it's only works for not for thread.
Yeah, even if you're lazy, you will still need to type it, guys. Sorry. Yeah, take a few more minutes to solve them and provide each of your solution in starting a thread. Oh, actually, let me check. Let me change this on. And please, guys, don't copy paste what the other people are writing, just to create your own solution. Okay, because we're all practicing here. You're not like starting a work as a QA automation engineer. So once you will start to work, it will be better to use like someone else approaches than to create a new one, but not in this bootcamp. In this bootcamp, like you will need to create duplicate code, but it should be your own. Alex, you need to use sorry guys, I forgot to mention, you cannot just replace the whole string. You will need to replace like only one character in the string.
Only one character?
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like string manipulation. You just like changing one character, right?
One character.
Yeah. You're not like you should not like override the whole.
One character, you mean one word, right?
Yeah, one word. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, вот это кнопка, короче. Да, 3 раза. Угу. И 3 раза еще, чтобы закрыть. Угу. Угу. All right, guys, let's take 2 more minutes to finish your first exercise here. If you don't agree with the statement, you can like replace it first and replace it back. Yay, we have 2 responses. Oh no. So sad. Okay, here we go. Okay, let's wait for more people and we will start the video.
Instead of posting the same, can I just thumb up somebody's?
No, you cannot. You can do it just to express your like of their like code or of their approach, but you still need to do by your own, and you still need to provide your solution. And you should not see it until you're done. Do you guys need more time? Online people? What's up? Yeah.
The easiest one.
Yeah. But there's like other like more complicated options, right? Yeah. Maybe these people don't look for easier solution, and that's why it takes more time.
What should we train? The third one?
So again, about third one. So you have 2 strings, right? One you have title case cat, and the other one is a capital case cat, right? So you need to compare these strings, find a way to compare it, and because pretty much all of them, like 2 of them, has the same value, they should be equal. Like they should be like, it should say like it's the same word.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Ignoring the case sensitivity and yeah. Okay, we have 8 replies. Okay, so let's wait for 2 more replies and we will start to review it. Two more, guys.
Could you please repeat what characters should we use to put snippet in the Slack?
It's like if you're using a Mac, it's like a left button from the 1 digit. Yeah, I can. I don't know how to explain that. It's pretty much like after like your tab button, like above your tab button. It's pretty much the upper left button in the upper left corner. Yay, 10 replies.
Gotcha, thank you.
Yeah. All right, guys. Oh, it's 11. Okay, let's start to review it. Okay, the first solution was provided by Milad. Yeah, that was a easier and very nice solution here. Good job.
Milad?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Anastasia. Okay, let's see. Yeah, the same idea, the same logic. Cool. Yeah. I hope, guys, you didn't like looked to other codes before doing that, Oh no, one reply was from Zafar, and he tried to do that.
That's the
So it's like
shortest-
10 replies.
The shortest solution.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. You all got the point. Replace string, replace, yeah. Wow.
It's the same.
Let's see. So this is your string. This is a word. This is a replacement.
It's the same. I just put into the separate.
Separate method. Oh, okay. And this is your separate method. Um, oh, okay. So you specify the method which takes the original sentence, the word, original word, and also the replacement word, right?
Yeah.
It takes 3 arguments. And here it's basically your
3 arguments is send their signature. One argument.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You made it like an industrial version, right? Like in real life.
Actually, Nadia,
Function outside of.
yeah, I like this approach, but in real life, like it won't pass my code review because I will say, hey, you can do it like in 1 line. Yeah. And the next version, yeah, the same thing. And another Zafar solution. Zafar, I think it's the same, kind of the same one as you provided before, right? All right, guys, you got an idea. Almost everyone use the same approach here. And let's do the second exercise. Count how many characters have a string. I mean, pretty much like you can use like any other string argument, but you need to count them and print the number counting here. The hint is here, like it's really easy, and you can also do it in 1 line, basically. Okay, let's take a few more minutes until everyone will finish it, and we will review. We will review until it reaches 10 replies. So doesn't it seem overcomplicated, guys, for you? You think you can handle it? All right, that's nice to hear. It's not because I choose like a simplest exercises, it's because we're all making a progress here. right. We're waiting for 6 more. Hmm? 6 lines?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
X lengths.
X lines?
X lengths.
Oh, I mean, yeah. It's just the easiest solution, I think I would say. It means the length method?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, as I said, it's just like one line. Just a one line. I mean, not one line. I mean, because it's Java, it's not one line, but the functional portion of it is just a one line solution. Okay. Right, you should post it in a thread, if you don't mind. All right, guys, I will give you like 1 more minute and we'll start to check. I don't think we should waste more time on that one because it's really simple. Count. Probably no different. I don't think I ever used count though in the Java. Okay. Okay, guys, you have time to submit until 3:05. But if you forgot how to add code snippet, you just need to add 3. I don't know how this character is called, but like a upper dots or something. It's located above the tab button in a Mac. Yeah, something like this. It will make it in a code format. All right, it's 3:05. Let's check solutions. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah. So pretty much just using lang built-in method. It will just provide. It will just throw you the count of the string in the integer format. Yeah, the same idea. Same thing. Same thing. Same thing. Oh, nice. Even in nicer format. Yeah. I think it's just a competition who will faster Google it, right? Yeah. It's actually maybe your, yeah, it's maybe a nice skill because sometimes you have like a phone interview, right? And they can ask you like something, hey, how would you count the number of characters in the string? And you can like just, you need just to mute him and just like type real quick, get the internet and just tell, hey, yeah, I know. Nice. All right, guys, and the third one. Oops. Without earlier spoilers. And so basically, in the third one, again, you need to compare two strings, right? Ignoring case sensitivity, and you're just checking the value. It's maybe a little bit tricky in one point. But again, if you like Google how to compare strings in Java, you will probably find this tricky part, and you will find the right approach here. Because programming, it's mostly like Googling like every day. Even like if you use like, let's say lang or like replace methods today, you may forget about them tomorrow. And like if we will have this exercise again, like you will probably Google it again and just to refresh your knowledge here. Okay, let's wait until like 3:10 and we will go over the solutions. Because I don't want you to get bored, guys, because we have like a more interesting things today to solve.
What is this application? The picture of unidentified flying object.
It's Yandex Disk.
Yandex
Disk, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's our like corporate mail hosted in Yandex.
It's slower.
Is it? Really?
I feel a bit slower compared to other cloud sites.
No, I think I installed it because Dennis uploaded something to the, he shared something in the Yandex Disk and I wanted to download it. All right, guys, it's 3:10. Let's start to go over. This is a solution, and yeah, this is the right solution because if you will, oh, you use equals ignore case. Oh, nice. Okay, because if you will format it in the same case, and also using the double equal sign to compare it, it will throw you in a false, because in this case it will compare the two like strings as a different objects, and as objects, and because it's different objects, it will show you the front. So you will need to use like equals method here, otherwise it won't work. Nice. Comparing. No, guys, you all use the same. Okay, let's see what's not needed. Oh, nice. Okay. That is interesting. All right. Do you guys have any questions?
I have a question about Alex's solutions. Like he defined like string one equal new string. Can we skip it, or like what's the difference between just string A equals something, but like do we need to write like new string after equal sign?
You mean like this one?
Alec.
Alec, okay.
Yeah. Yes, it's string, but kind of.
It's another approach how to use. I mean, you can specify string in this way, or this is just another way to specify it.
Basically, no difference.
I mean, maybe there's like some of the difference in terms of like performance, but from practical way, the same thing. But this one is nicer, and this one is like a bit
bigger.
Yeah. But pretty much the same thing.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
It's a very academical way, I would say, from Alec.
Yeah. I mean, if we all go to my code review, I will probably. I mean, I won't block it because of that. I will just say like, hey, you can use like simple way, something. Yeah, because I'm very strict about simplicity when I do like code reviews, and I'm really like.
Everybody suffers.
Yeah, they're trying to make it like as simple as possible. I don't kind of like give them opportunity to be like creative in terms of code, you know. So they kind of like maybe don't like it, but I mean, we don't use Java, we use Python right now. So like Python kind of reduces options how you implementing things, right? So like there's like not much that you can do, but still. All right, let's get back to our presentation, guys. Presentation. So this is the strings. Do you guys have any other questions related to strings, or is it all like makes sense? Simple manipulations, simple changes. Okay, I will take silence as a no, and let's go. Okay, if-else statement. So basically, if-else, it's a logical operation where you are checking the condition, and based on this condition, you are performing some of the actions. In an if-else condition, you can pretty much use any mathematical operations, like as it is here. You can use like more sign, or like more than equal sign, or like greater sign. Or greater than equal, or equal. Equal is actually double. You need to use double equal sign if you like checking. Yeah, if you compare them, because if you use a 1, it will complain because yeah, it's used for assigning something. Actually, in Java, if you will work with JavaScript or PHP, they're using a triple equal sign for that. That's because if you like JavaScript, basically. If you will compare integers, like let's say 2, with a string 2, and if you'll use like a double sign in JavaScript, it will still return true because it will ignore the format because the value is the same. But if you want to be like more strict about the value, you need to use like 3. Yeah, that's make it more over like, you know, that's why some people don't like it, because it allows you, if you can like do that, that's mean like you're not like strict to the format, and sometimes it make it harder to maintain. That's why many people like don't like PHP It's like one of the reasons, but yeah, but Java is more strict and not allowed to do that. Okay, do you guys have any questions regarding like if-else statements, how you can use it? This is a format, basically like you're using a keyword if, and inside the brackets, you're like specifying the condition, and inside the square brackets, you're specifying the action. If this is the case, if it's true, you're doing this action. And also you can, if it doesn't match this condition, you can like also specify like if, like, you know, like, I don't know, like 40 equal to 40, do something. Or you can also use the other keyword else. Like, let's say if this condition doesn't like meant, you can say like else, like do something else. That's pretty much it. And in Java, we have a really similar solution to do that, which called switch. Do you guys familiar with a switch statement in Java? So switch, basically, it's doing the same thing, right? Let's say it's just like providing the multiple way of operation. Like, let's say if you don't want, like if your program may accept different parameters, right? Let's say like 1, 2, 3, or 4, and instead like using like if like is equal to 1, or like if it's equal to 2, if it's equal to 3, you can just use a switch statement as here is as an example. Let's say it says like case like 6, print, like if you specify day as a 6, you're printing today is a Saturday. If you're specifying day as a like 7, it will be like a Sunday. If I mean, it just snippet, so it's probably starting before Monday, right? Like if it will be 1, it will be like a Monday. If it will be like 2, it will be like a Tuesday, and you have like a seven options. And let's say in a switch, you can also specify the default option. Like if like you say like a 10, like we don't have a 10-day in a week, right? We only have 7. It will just say something else. I mean, default is pretty much the else statement, the same as the else in the if else. Mm-hmm. Yeah, case, case, action, break, case, action, break. Yeah, but the logic is the same. All right. Here is just to complete this if, else, and switch statements. This is a simple exercise for you guys. The same idea as it was for a previous example. You need to write a program which will accept numbers from like 1 to 12. And based on this number, it should print the like what the month it is. Like if it's a 1, it should print in January. If it's 2, it should print like February. If it's 12, if you're specifying the 12, it should print the December. If you like specify 20, it should say, or like any other number, it should say not valid month probably. Yeah. You can use switch or if else statement. It's up to you. Does it make sense, guys? Okay. Let's do that, and let's provide solution in a Slack. Online people, do you have any questions? Guys, are you still here? Are you still with us?
We are here.
Okay.
Just busy to Google how to do this.
I just wanted to make sure you're not sleeping on my lecture.
No, we're here.
Okay. Have you guys heard today is a marathon in LA with 26 miles?
What?
Today is a marathon in LA.
It is also bike ride.
Is it? I thought it's a running marathon.
It's a bike ride, also 100 miles.
100 miles? Oh my God.
Yeah, I was a volunteer.
Oh, really?
I wake up at 4 a.m. today. I
Uh-huh.
woke up.
4 a.m. on Saturday. Oh my God. Nice. Yeah, I have a friend actually who were training for this marathon. Yeah. I had like a really nice excuse not to do that. I said, I have classes. Yeah. I would gladly run like 26 miles in a Saturday, but I have to teach people. So sad. No, I'm very surprised at how people do that. I mean, I heard the stories like some people doing it in Death Valley in the summer in like really exhausted conditions. I mean, I don't know.
I heard that the valley is closed in summer.
It's not. You can go there in summer. It's like 130 degree. If you want to experience it, you're welcome.
So they don't physically close the access.
Mm-mm. Yeah, there's a lot of Instagrammers who goes there, and there is a special like kind of spot where it shows the temperature, and it's like a popular spot for Instagrammers. They just go there and say, "Hey, it's like 130 degree. I'm in the hottest place in the world." All right. Yeah, now I'm thinking like it's like more than two ways to implement it. You can actually implement using a loops as well. Yeah, but I'm not gonna like.
So, why is my code printing else statement as well after if?
You need to set a breakpoint, like a break keyword, so it will like a break to check.
Oh,
Yeah. After each one.
After if.
Oh, you already set it up the IntelliJ IDEA.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, but I put break in switch loop, right? But in if loop, is it also I should put break?
Can you show me again? Oh, it's if, okay. I mean, you should not probably. If is it still? So it's still like printing this message even if you specify.
Yeah.
Really? Let's see.
Maybe it's but compilation, and I should try to compile it again and again till this statement is.
Do you mind if I run here?
Sure.
Yeah. Just erase it. So it prints April.
April, yes, and also else.
Let's see. There's probably. Let me check something. I think I know why. All right, we have your first answer. I think it's because like you need to use like in a. Can you show me again? So after the first one, you will need to use like else if, not just if else. You just like checking here like it's not like 12, right? And that's why it's like this else is like referring to the last one. It's not like referring to all of them.
Okay.
So like to prevent it, you need to specify else if after the first one.
Okay.
All right, guys, try to hurry up a little bit because we also have more stuff to cover.
Yep, you were right.
Of course, because I'm instructor. I'm never wrong.
Glad to have you as a teacher.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I already see 2 versions. 3. Okay, let's take 2 more minutes and we'll start over to check your solutions here.
On what week we will start to actually build a framework?
Very soon, probably like building a framework or probably following week.
Following week?
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean not the next week, but like next
Right.
to follow. Yeah.
4 week.
Yes. All right, ready, guys? And yeah, let's start to see your solutions here. All right. So the first one provided by Milad was using a switch statement. So he's specifying the variable A and the string B. So you're basically just initiating it for now. And December.
Oh, I like that solution. Very good. I mean, with initiation of another
Yeah.
variable.
Yeah, nice. Nice. Cool. Let's look for what there is on. Yeah. So basically the same idea, but instead of like initiating it here, he just like printing it in each case. Nice. That was my first approach, probably. How would use it? Okay. So Alex version using a if-else statement. Mm-hmm. Did you face the same issue, Alex? If like else, or you knew that you need to use like else if originally?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
This is not me. It's not Alex.
Oh, sorry. I just like saw Alex. And...
You're watching. Nice.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. So mm-hmm.
Yeah, I should rename myself. I can go by Sasha.
Okay. Nadia's solutions were always more interesting. So basically, you're using the month library, and
Then I'm checking the bounds on their month.
oh, okay.
If
Oh,
it's
nice.
valid, that I'm calling their
Mm-hmm.
month imam.
Mm-hmm.
So return the value,
Mm-hmm.
their integer, and if their input is invalid, then
Nice. Does it return you a string of the month, like if you after?
yes, it will return the string.
Oh, nice. Okay. Nice, very clean and shorter, right, guys?
Yeah.
Sometimes you may have a library. Yeah.
Yeah, fast code review.
I mean, it's not a competition. We're just like reviewing to see the different approaches.
Oh no, it is.
It is. All right. I'm glad you said that, because after that, okay. So, do you guys have any questions about switch or if-else statement? Is it clear for you now? Okay. It's not clear?
That's clear. Now it's clear.
Oh, no, it's clear. Okay. All right. All right. So, simple loop exercises. So this one is a really simple one, just to warm up your brain. And after that, or actually, maybe we can skip this one and go to the more like advanced level. What do you think, guys? Like, I mean, do you know? But you know how to print, like using a loops and print integer from 1 to 10, right? Okay. And do you guys have an idea how to calculate the sum of the first natural numbers?
Is it what we done already?
I don't think we did that. No, it was we did like more. Yeah, we did more advanced level when we like divided to the number and just calculated. Yeah, this one is simpler. It just like a sum of the first 10 numbers. All right, guys. I will take it as a. I mean, I will post it. You can like train by yourself. It's really easy. Like it's like using a loop. It should be pretty straightforward. So, did you guys finish? So we didn't have time to finish on Thursday prime number exercise, right? I left it as a last exercise for today, and now, oops, spoilers. All right. So now it's your time, guys, to do that. Let me post it here. It's a real interview question, and I was asked by this question in the interview at least 3 times. You need to determine if a number is a prime number or not, right?
Okay. What is the prime number?
Prime number, it's a number which may be divided only to 1 or to itself. Let's say 7 is a prime number because you can divide it to 7 or 1. But let's say 9 is not prime number because you also can divide it by 3, right?
Oh.
Yeah, so it's not prime. Fun stuff, guys. Fun stuff.
Oh, we have to solve it now?
You have to solve it now, yes.
It's kind of hard, but if you Google it, it just gives you the solution.
Tell that on the interview.
Yeah, for the next interview, I would probably just remember it. No, you solved with a loop, right?
I will pass my solution today at 4 p.m. when our class will be closed. If you want, like, I mean, it's actually, you can Google solutions. But even if you will Google solution, right, it's still nice because you will see the logic and you will try to like go through the logic and see how it works.
Right.
And you will kind of like memorize it. And once you'll memorize it, you will have an idea how to, I mean, I don't know, resolve the, let's like palindrome homework, right? Because after this prime number access, it would be like easier. Yeah.
1 is considered to be prime itself.
It's not prime. 1 is not prime number. Two is also not prime number. But 3 is.
Why 2 is not prime number?
Just define like that. If you read about the prime numbers, like 2 is not prime number.
No, it says that 2 is prime number.
Is it?
My Google, I don't know, maybe.
Okay. Prime numbers list. Oh yeah, you're right. 2 is a prime number. So it's star for 2 then. Let me actually fix it in my code. Does it make sense for you guys? So basically you're like specifying the number and then you're like specifying the logic to determine if this like integer is a prime or not prime. If it is prime, you're just printing.
So 2 is not prime.
Right.
It's prime, yeah. Let me see. Let me see. Mm.
What are the playgrounds that others use, or everyone else is coding in IDE?
We're using online compilers for now.
Online compilers?
Yeah, for now. But we are switching to the IntelliJ IDE starting next week.
But which one? My question was which one?
Which one?
Yeah, where comes other.
You mean online compilers? I'll send you a link. Yeah, I really like this one because it pre-populates you the methods once you start to type.
Acts more like IDE.
Mm-hmm.
Does it like to start the input? I mean, in main or
Yeah.
main?
To set the input by user?
Yeah.
Should be, yeah. Oh, nice. Okay, guys, I will give you like 2 more minutes.
Do they allow you to work from home?
Mm-hmm.
How many days?
We don't have like specific days.
But
I mean, you can like.
can you take 5?
I mean, if you want to do it consistently, like let's say like if I want to like every Friday work from home, I need to like negotiate with my manager. But usually I don't do that. Like if I just don't want to go, I just say like I will work from home. Yeah. I just like, live really close to the office, and there's a lot of friends that like to hang out. And I don't like to work from home in general, so I would like prefer to go to the office. And we also have free lunches, so like I don't have to cook if I'm on the office. Yeah. I feel like a lot of motivation to go to the office.
Surprisingly, but it's true.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Yeah, if I go to office, then it's usually one of the things why I go there. I work mostly from home, but it's nice over there. Yeah, just a long commute.
All right, guys. Let's look at your instructor's solution first, and we'll go to yours. This is my solution. Basically, here, what I'm doing is like I'm initiating a for loop, and I'm just like going in a loop until like starting with 2, until the number specified here, like let's say like in this case it's 7, and I'm checking like if after dividing it has like any kind of dividers. After that, if it's like doesn't, I'm checking if its number is more than 1, and the number is prime.
I'm sorry, what does second if verify if flag and
It's still true because here, like, you see, if it pass here, it won't like it will just break, right? It will be like false. But if it's like if it like will go for this and it won't break here, it will verify if flag is true and the number is like more than 1.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It will say number is prime.
Azat, what is a flag? Is a keyword or what is flag?
It's just a boolean that's initiating here. It's like true by default, but if yeah, sorry, my brain stopped to work right now. Yeah. So
It's just a marker if it should kind of stop or not.
yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, basically, like it will do this check over and over again, And if it won't like break in this point, this means like number is prime, right? Because it won't be like divisible by any other numbers rather than like 1 or itself. And that's why I don't have like an equal sign here. And that's why like, yeah. If I will have it here, like it won't break because it will divide by, let's say, to 7, and it won't be like a 0 now. And yeah. Does it make sense, guys? Or still doesn't? Or if it still does, I will post it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you'll go over again and see the logic. All right, guys. Unfortunately, I think we don't have time to do review your solutions. Or we do?
No.
We don't? Yeah, I will take a look to them and I'll leave you comments probably over this weekend or on Monday. And yeah. And that's it. That's it for today.
Actually, let me make a picture.
Okay.
First, QA automation bootcamp. One, two, three. Awesome.
Yeah.
Except for this wire here.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, online guys, for participating in Viva. So for staying with us and participating in code exercises. Yes. See you all in Tuesday.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good weekend.
You too, guys.
Thank you.